Hi everyone, this is Grandmother Wind with another message from the Patchwork Grandmothers. Now I am out walking as I tend to get inspired and go into the silence and be around natural beings, and I hear the messages. And today that was a rather obvious message. The message says today is, if you can't walk, float. Now it's very specific because in these physical bodies, sometimes we have some trouble. And there's days, I walked by someone with a cane today, and I walked by someone in a walker and someone in crutches. And you just see these things because either accidents happen, or age happens, or illness happens. So if that wasn't enough to notice the first part of the message, I was walking in the park and close to the little lake here in Vancouver in Stanley Park, and there was a goose that was injured, and it was really struggling to stand. It had a great deal of trouble standing, and I was worried for it and concerned for it. But when it was in danger, or when it had to, it flew itself over onto the pond, and it couldn't stand because you could tell it wanted to lay down and sit, but it couldn't because it was injured, the leg. And so it flew onto the pond, and it couldn't swim very far because that leg was injured, but it sat there and floated so it could rest. It wasn't flying, because I could have said, if you can't walk, fly. But today it was, if you can't walk, float. It's taking the easiest, most natural way of resting. So that goose taught me a lot, is that I'm injured. I can't do the things I want to do. I can't proceed in the way I was, but I'm going to do something that is easier but honors my next step. And so to even take away the injury, and just know that some days you just can't finish or can't do that big thing you want to do, the big goal. But what can you do today? What is the thing that you can do today? And if you can't meditate for an hour like the mystics, well, how about meditating for 5 minutes? Or walking around the block for 5 minutes? That's a bit of a meditation. So it was a way of re-looking at limitation. If you can't walk, float. Because we have limitations up here all the time. We limit ourselves. We condemn ourselves when we haven't reached the goals we want. We have a very goal-driven society and a very do society. And I'm just as bad. So my walks and my talks with the grandmothers are essential to my happiness and my groundedness. And so in this busy world, and in this do, being kind to ourselves and looking at things from a little different angle. Like, I thought, oh my gosh, how is that bird gonna, I'll call someone, help it, which we did, but it just flew over to the pond and it was able to rest for a while. It was such a beautiful, simple, natural thing for that bird to do. And I don't know what happens next. I don't know the next leg of that goose's journey, and that's not my business to know. I do my best at helping, but it knew what to do in the next step. And hopefully you have a big goal, or whatever your big goal or your big dream or your next thing is you want to accomplish or do or achieve. Hopefully you will, if you're at a standstill, if you're worried, if you're being hard on yourself for not knowing what to do or failure's okay. Just take the next step. Take the non-logical step. Take the easiest, next beautiful step that isn't effortful, but it is an effortless step. So let that goose teach us. Let the grandmothers, wise ones, bring my attention to where I need to witness the next wisdom, and let the goose be our teacher. So take the next easiest step in your daily walk, in your daily prayer, and I know you'll get where you need to go. Mwah. I love you. Bye.